We have a great show tonight. We have from New England, more specifically from Newton, one of our own Alan Decter, Spencer Kimball, and Michael Kelleher. How are you guys doing tonight?
Very well.
I'd shake all your hands, but you know, it just wouldn't look right. Anyway, we're going to be talking about the Mass Pike hike that's going on right now. And you guys have been active in organizing people. You want to talk about your movement?
Sure. Mike?
Sure. Well, originally on November 14th, once I found out that they were increasing the tolls to $7, I called my friend Spencer Kimball, who was a political consultant. I said, Spencer, what can I do to stop this toll increase? And we both batted around the different ideas, and we came up with stopthepikehike.org as the sign. We ended up getting some neighbors of mine in East Boston and talking to a radio personality, and next thing you know, we had 3,000 people signed up by the end of the weekend because a lot of people in my neighborhood were outraged. And as that grew, we're now a group of over 10,000.
It's amazing.
And it's only been 9 weeks. And we were over 10,000 people, and now we have people that have joined our site from over 270 cities and towns in the Commonwealth. So it's good that we're seeing people that are trying to help and get out there and help organize with us against this toll increase, because we went to all these public hearings that they had, and no one had anything positive to say about that. No one was for the toll hike. So that's why I kept asking, why are we still here? Isn't this public hearing supposed to help assuage your judgment? And no one had anything positive to say.
So what's the website again?
It's Stop the Pike Hike.
www.stopthepikehike.org.
Yep.
And the phone number?
800-680-1637.
You expect people out of state to call that?
Well, it's toll free, unlike the
All
turnpike.
right, that's right. You're saving money for these taxpayers.
Yeah.
Now, Al, you're from Newton. You got involved in this group. How did that come to being?
Well, I listen to Michelle McPhee every night, and she gets me outraged with all of, and that's why I'm wearing this cynic T-shirt.
Well, turn around. You're a cynic, but what does it say on the other
Well,
side?
it says stop.
Pike hike.
Yeah.
www.stopthepikehike.org.
Yep.
Did he have to buy that?
No, we donated them all to all the people that showed up at our rallies. We figured that's the least we could do to, get people to help come out at our different events.
Free T-shirts. So, Alan, go ahead. So what happened? You got involved.
Well, we went to Echo Restaurant in East Boston for the first rally, and I had to take the train from work, and it was a little ordeal just to get there from Malden. But people were very excited that someone has taken the gauntlet to challenge the legislature.
You take the gauntlet to Mr. Foxworthy. You don't take the gauntlet to
to Governor Patrick, for that matter.
Okay. Someone picked up the gauntlet.
And the speakers who spoke there that night, including Spencer and Michael and Andrew Keneally and a few state reps, Bruce Tarr, Scott Brown, and Michelle McPhee, gave some fighting words. And it really got everybody excited about challenging the state and the Turnpike Authority.
So you guys have been on other shows and you've gotten around. It must be really exciting to be involved in this movement, to be ahead of this movement.
Well, honestly, we would rather have our elected officials coming out and fighting for us. It wasn't our idea that we would have to be leading this fight. It seems that things here are a little bit backwards instead of the people we elected, because we had just elected them November 4th. Right. And they put this vote in on the 14th.
That's the best time for them to go in hiding, because an election's not coming up for a while.
Exactly.
Well, if there were an election coming out, everybody would be on their...
Tom, I hope they're not playing politics with these toll hikes.
Yeah, no, that's against their morals, right? So, just how things are going, and...
Look, the other thing Spencer said today as we were talking was, he works on campaigns across the nation for different things, and in other places, people would be begging to come, speak at our things and try and take control of our group because it's a just fight.
Right.
But here, because it's the Democrats, the governor put a gag order on all of them right off the bat not to come speak, and my own elected officials in East Boston, where the rally was held, who has the biggest constituency of people against the toll hike. I mean, there's really no no one that's for it there because it's going to really affect our neighborhood. And our own elected officials wouldn't show up because the governor had put this pressure on them not to come. But yet the only ones that came were Republicans, so we were classified in the papers as a Republican rally when I said, I'm an independent, and I am equal opportunity. We invited anyone, they're just the only ones that showed up.
Okay, so you've had protests in Newton and other places.
We had the rally on December 3rd, and then there was 4 public hearings.
There was one today, right?
No, today was the vote. It was scheduled to actually be the final vote to increase the tolls.
Today is January 22nd.
Correct.
Okay.
And well, Mike was at the hearing, but what led up to this point was that we had a public hearing December 10th in Boston, the 15th out in Lynn, the 17th out in Framingham, and then after New Year's, we had one out in Worcester. Now, it's tough when you have these public hearings, one in the winter, because weather is obviously a factor that we all have to consider, but then they're also during the holidays. People don't want to be dealing with politics. They just worked on presidential elections that we heard for 2 years. We're going to protect the middle class. We're going to fight for the working people. Change.
This is your change.
Yeah, this is the change that we
$7
got.
and change.
They're trying to get your change out of your pockets.
Well, we actually did a protest about that. One of the papers named it Incensed. It was a Change for Change campaign. We were originally going to boycott the tolls for one day just to give them the idea of what would happen if they actually go through and the people defected and people driving on the streets, on the side roads in Newton. And that caused a bit of controversy among our elected officials.
Did you get to meet our mayor, our honorable mayor?
Unfortunately, the mayor sent us a letter, and then we had the opportunity to sit down with the transportation commissioner, Tom Tinlin, and police, who was it?
Police Chief Dunford.
Dunford, and a member from the MBTA, to discuss, our concerns, their concerns, and we were pretty much on the same page. But our major concern is we want to stop the Pike hike, and they all seem to want to,
they're against it,
politics.
but they don't want to do anything about it.
And so, we had that campaign on December 16th to mark the 235th anniversary of the Boston Tea Party, and that's when we did the Change for Change campaign.
Now,